still love that Grease is fixated on the fact that he thinks mead is about a trapper keeper, not about an alcoholic beverage.
Is that your real name, Mead?
No, Mead Man. That's it's his nickname because he likes
Trapper
mead.
keepers.
Have you had?
No, he likes mead.
Grease has no idea what you're saying.
I have no idea what mead is.
It's the oldest alcoholic beverage.
On planet Earth.
Yeah.
There is a spot. The spot you need to go try mead for the first time is in East Nashville.
The meadery.
Yes.
Honey Tree
Honey
Meadery.
Tree, man.
It's the spot.
I drink a lot, Grease, and I know a lot.
They do
And
barrel finished meads.
They have barrel
that are
finished
phenomenal.
meads, yeah.
I haven't,
So
I haven't
good.
been there. I want to go.
Phenomenal's a stretch.
It's
for
good.
mead.
Okay,
for mead. I mean,
okay.
I like honey.
For me.
Why do I feel like we're talking about like a homemade prison liquor?
Well,
Well, I mean, that's kind of how it
opposite of that.
originated.
I've never been in prison, so I wouldn't know.
That's also called prison made, not homemade.
You're missing out,
You're missing
JD.
some-
Welcome back to the podcast, everyone. I'm Will. I'm here with my co-host, The Grease, and we are in strange waters today. Grease.
Right, I feel like we're at second base because this is round 2.
We are with our good friends at the Blue Collar Bourbon Show. We've got JP.
Yo.
We've got D-Rock.
Hello.
And we have JD.
Like the drink.
Right, and
right.
if you don't know these guys, you should. You need to connect with them on all socials and the podcast platform. They are Blue Collar Bourbon, and they specialize in lower budget whiskeys, honestly. And we just did an episode.
Honestly, it's whiskey.
Well, no, I was
guys.
going to just
Yeah.
say bourbon, and then I said, well, it's whiskeys.
We
So
like to
that
call
was
them price performers.
price
Yes.
performance.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
perform at the prices, right?
And we just did a show with them where we did 5 blind pours. Y'all love to do it blind as well, so that
Take
you
all the
can-
marketing out of it.
That's,
Yeah.
that's our whole thing. Like you gotta take the label out, you gotta take the bottle out, take everything out of it. It's taste alone.
And we were shocked at the 5 price performers
Yep.
that they had for us. It was supposed to be under $50, but when we were like calculating, we're like, we think everything was kind of under 40, and it was 5 great things. So you want to go check out that episode by going wherever you can get your podcasts. And check them out. But also, we're doing this video today in their studio. So we're outside of our studio. We're not in Grease's Nook. We're not in my bourbon room. We're in their beautiful studio, like professional studio.
Right.
Grease
Here in the
almost was
Nashville
not
ere.
let in by security because they're like, this guy.
I don't know that this room has ever been christened beautiful before. I'll take it.
You know what? I have a strong attraction to soundproof panels.
Okay.
Yes,
All
he
Yeah.
does, and
Yeah.
it's. I mean, Samantha has a couple of questions about it. Typically.
Well, I mean, we put up sound. Okay. We're
Okay.
moving on. No, but the brakes. You can tell it's our second show of the day.
These guys are in the Franklin, Tennessee area, which I mean, some of the best whiskey media comes from this area. It's hilarious. It's like
I
you've
agree,
got
yeah.
you've
This
got
is the
some
Hollywood of bourbon entertainment.
Hey, I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great
Yeah.
comment.
Right, when you're talking about like Kentucky, like Bardstown and Louisville and in between, like that's kind of like the New York of whiskey. If
They're all
I'm being
making it.
honest,
We're just all talking about it.
Absolutely.
exactly right. Yeah, exactly right. And that's like where the offices are located. That's where like the stuff is happening, the deals are happening. But then there's this whole like media hub in the Nashville area.
Yeah.
That's just super fun. So check them out, Blue Collar Bourbon, on all kinds of platforms. Y'all even got a little bit of YouTube content out. I know y'all are probably beefing
trying.
that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We've been talking about that. But y'all been doing a podcast for how many years?
Are
now?
we going on what, 3 now?
Yeah, 3.
3 years.
Three?
Yeah. 3 years.
Yeah, and then they've also got Choose Your Cheers, where they kind of branch out over the $50 budget bourbon
We
limit.
leave a little segment that we can explore a little over
Right.
the $50
Right.
mark. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes you want to feel fancy.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, 2020, 2021, coming out of a pandemic and like just the craze and the market values of stuff kind of going up. Like, are y'all kind of feeling like y'all's niche is like kind of compressing a little bit? Like, I would be, a lot of
I
things.
think
are
it's needed more than ever, Grease.
We have, I mean,
I agree. No,
Yeah.
I agree for sure, but it's like, when you're in such a small market, it's a big market, but y'all have been going for 3 years.
Yeah.
And it doesn't help when stuff expand on price and kind of limits your ability there to find those.
all
pours.
I can say is that over the past year, as a show, we've seen substantial growth. So I don't know what that tells you.
Of the pours you're able to bring
we've seen
into.
substantial growth of listeners.
Oh, of
So-
course.
so
Y'all are
I-
entertaining.
I don't know if that says like people are gravitating towards the under $50 stuff, or it's
Well,
just
when
that
things get more
we're-
expensive, it's like, where can I go?
Here's what I
will,
really
I will
want
say
to
this
happen.
too. We're at what 3 years in, and we're like 400 plus bottles
Ish, yeah.
and we haven't run out yet.
I love that.
About a year and a half in, we started questioning that, like, will we run out of products? But you soon discover that a lot of it, it's cyclical. Like, you have stuff coming in all the time. You have
and
stuff
you see
coming
stuff
offline.
change. Like we
Absolutely.
just tried. So we've always been big fans of the Evan Williams 1783.
Yeah.
One of our favorite. I mean, cost-effective
Yeah.
pours of whiskey
Less
that
than
has
$15,
great flavor.
86
but
proof.
then, they just revamped the label. They
Yeah.
changed it. They bumped the price a little bit. It's still in the range of a budget pour, but things as distilleries kind of tweak things and try to reintroduce it, I feel like
and
it's
then
always
finishing,
changing.
that whole
Right.
thing exploded. Now they're doing rye finished in different barrels. It's so that as the whiskey culture evolves, we're never running out of product
Yeah.
to try.
So today, Grease actually came up with a concept.
I
for
produced
us.
this,
Yeah,
is what
which
you're
is
saying.
for the first time. So we're
Right.
5 years in.
Should I be proud of that or scared of that?
Well, I mean, if you want to hear, you should be proud for him.
Okay,
But
all right.
at the same time, it's also not the most complex concept. So what we're doing is, like
Well, the
y'all
last-
said, here are 5 completely different things,
Right.
At under $50. He's like, here is the exact same thing 4 times.
Right. Well, so when we were here last, and I had to bail super early for a medical emergency, we did
Everybody's okay, by the way, right?
Right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
He was allowed to come back.
It was like 30 minutes in. I was like, yeah, I probably could have stayed, but we didn't know. No, we had essentially a Knob Creek pick showdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all had a pick. We had a pick. There was some other offerings from other stores or whatever. And
So he's once again saying, I just took the idea y'all planned last
no,
time.
exactly right. That was that was exactly what I did, because I was like, man, that let's continue that. I thought that was fun content. We've got a couple of picks tonight. 2 Eagle Rare single barrels that Will and I were personally involved with.
Okay.
We have one of our favorite retailers with Tarek from Elixir Wine and Spirits down in Spring Hill. He
Okay.
did a pick, which, by the way, is like a
Big boy.
ginormous thing.
There's a lot of
Small
airtime on
child,
that
yeah.
one.
It's had some air.
Beware. That one's down to 82 proof.
Yeah, and how it got from here to here, that's a Patreon exclusive only
that you don't
situation.
remember. So,
Yeah, I don't remember.
and then we
Yeah.
also have the standard offering too. So what we're going to basically be doing is comparing blindly single barrel picks that we have done and the standard offering of Eagle Rare. Eagle Rare has been really good to our show. They've sponsored a exclusive listener question show. We were able to go up and pick one of these picks. You'll try is actually, and I can give this away because we know what they are, but
Right.
it's a mash bill 2.
Oh, cool.
Buffalo Trace, and we were able to go pick in honor of a listener of our show that was killed in action in Afghanistan, Special Forces operator, and one of his team members, also a good friend and listener of the show, came along with us on his birthday. And we picked for Master Sergeant Michael Riley.
It's so crazy, and it was
a
the
barrel.
anniversary of something else for Master Sergeant Riley too.
And
That's what.
So we picked
it
it
was
at
crazy.
Buffalo Trace with him and another Special Forces member and some other veterans and good friends of ours. We went up, picked the barrel. It was a mash bill 2. It was really special, but we used that barrel also to raise some money for the Special Forces Foundation, which is a very small volunteer-only foundation that they specifically help Special Forces families.
That's awesome.
That are either killed in action or injured in war serving our country. So,
I mean, if that's not the whiskey community wrapped up all into one thing, right
100%.
there,
Yeah.
that
100%. We are.
well, I want to show the
we are
sticker.
thrilled to be
So
partnered with them.
we did have, it says PodCask for the Special Forces Foundation, but we added a little medal. So the flag with kind of the green stripe is the Special Forces Foundation logo. And that's a drawing of
From one of the people in his
Master
company
Sergeant
that
Michael Riley.
drew that after his passing.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
That's
it was,
cool.
that was a really, I mean,
That's awesome.
I have a lot of memories from doing the podcast, but that will, that
top
will
5.
probably never be topped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And fun fact, there was 13 of us on this pick. with some incredible pallets. One of those being Dixon Deadman and Bearded Dram, and then some, Joshua Steely, at Buffalo Trace was a part of it. And typically when you go and pick a barrel at Buffalo Trace, is between 4 and 6 offerings there. And Susanna and Bo, like typically what they'll do, but all right, let's break this down to the top 2, And so they go through and like, all right, barrel number 1, raise your hand. Barrel number 2, 13 of us. All 13.
Wow.
On the first round. So we were like, okay, we're done. It's unanimous.
Wow.
And they were like, and Bearded Dram, Dan Blair, he was like, he's been on over 100 picks, and he's like, I've never had that many people be unanimous ever. And so it's a fun pour. It's essentially a 10-year-old Blanton's is what what you're tasting in this specific one. Now, we don't know which one this is out of here, although I am very familiar with that palate. I will be able to tell it very quickly, but it's a very fun, very special pour. We've been able to raise money for that organization through this. We gave them to auction off, but through Whiskey Weekend and our events and just special offerings that we've done as far as just not an auction, but like a randomizer and stuff like that. And in other groups, we supplied a couple of bottles to our buddy Casey and stuff like that, who's helped us do that. I mean, it's probably in the $5,000 range as far as what we've been able to raise for
That's
them.
amazing.
Just on a barrel of Eagle Rare.
What they do isn't just like, we'll pay for cost of this or something, because it's a very small organization and volunteer run, and it's the leadership of it are active duty special forces, so they're intimately knowledgeable about the needs of the community. It's things like a veteran that came back from war that lost legs that needs a specially outfitted car. They can do that. A member of special forces that was killed in action that was in the middle of finishing a basement. They know the stories. They go and they finish it for them. There was one family that the father was killed in action and missed the opening football game for his son.
Oh, geez.
And they took the entire team, his entire team.
Oh, this is amazing.
And flew them to the game to be standing on the sidelines to support the son in his opening football game.
So not traditional support, but very
catered.
They know what's going to help
personal.
the families and the veterans, and are able to. So that's why we've really fallen in love with their mission and what they do, and want to support.
Yeah, I mean,
them,
it's one thing to pay a bill off or something like that, but I mean, that kid's memory.
Yeah.
I mean, like
Priceless.
that's something you hold on to for the rest of your life.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome.
what we're going to do is
Hang on. Before you, just keep in mind that they're doing this for video too.
Yeah.
So switch as much as you can.
Yep. I've been.
Okay, cool.
You're the man, bro.
Sorry.
Beer tap. What do we call
Beer
him?
boy.
Beer boy.
Oh, beer boy.
hey, old beer tap.
Hey, beer boy, I'd tap that. No, I wouldn't. No.
So
leaving that in.
That's the first time he's ever heard that. I guarantee you.
You're darn right.
From anybody in this room.
hopefully. So what we're going to do is very similar to what
Come
we
here, beer
did
boy.
on your show, and we're just going to taste through them. We're going to go left to right and A, B, C, D, and y'all make notes and talk about it, and we'll see what we rank them at the end.
And Beer Boy,
so we're
you've got
ranking
the
these.
master
let's
list,
rank
right? Beer Boy has the list.
I do have the secret
He
master
knows what's
list.
what.
Perfect.
All right.
Don't reveal that until we tell you.
Absolutely
Beer
not,
Boy.
because we don't want to
Okay,
know
all
either.
right.
I will not.
Are we calling these A, B, C, D? Are we calling these 1, 2, 3, 4?
A, B, C, D, because
All
we
right.
want to rank 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay.
Can we just nod to? I mean, nose on number A.
Oh, let's do their thing. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, you want to do that? Cheer. Okay.
Oh, heck yeah.
That thing they created. The cheers.
That was us.
Yeah.
We'll go with that.
We get royalties every time somebody
Come
cheers.
here, beer boy. I'm just gonna throw that. I have to. It's a thing. I want a
Grease
T-shirt
was also featured in the film Deliverance.
Can we do it? Can
And
we
the
do
one
a?
ads
Can
or
we do a
whatever.
partnership T-shirt on that?
Yes.
Come here, beer.
Come here, beer boy.
Come here, beer boy.
It's got PodCask and Blue Collar Bourbon on the back.
I mean,
with
the Eagle Rare, it's so good.
Yeah.
There was a time. Well, I had one single barrel that just kind of fell flat and just didn't have a really good finish, and I hounded Eagle Rare for so long. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to make this my soapbox. I'm going to do it. And then dadgummit, I got blinded on it, and I was like, this is incredible. And like, it's Eagle Rare. And ever since then, like, I just had I just had a single barrel fall flat, the first one I ever had. And so I just went for it because I knew everybody loved it.
All right.
And now.
Hang on. I got it now. A lot of things are making sense to me right now.
Okay.
On our show, there's a lot of times we taste stuff, and JD always says, it's got that candy cigarette thing to it. I never had
chalky.
I never had candy
Yeah.
cigarettes when I was a kid.
Tells
you were deprived.
Tells you a lot about my childhood, where I came from.
I mean, I would straight up just smoke those candy cigarettes. First, you got to drill a hole through it. And then,
Well, you can't use a regular lighter. You got to use one of those like daggum butane flame torches.
absolutely.
You got to buy
Yeah.
the candy lighter to go with the candy cigarettes.
Right.
So
This has a candy cigarette finish.
okay,
I know what it tastes like
a
now.
chalky note to it.
No,
or like
no,
a,
not the feel.
like Smarties.
I don't know that he's ever actually had a candy cigarette. No joke.
Which, by the way, for our people, this is JP. This
Yeah.
is JD.
Like the drink.
And this is D-Rock.
Who did that at the beginning?
I'm pretty sure Will did that at the beginning.
He does not pay attention.
That sounds
You
great.
know this, but
On our show, we have to edit it out because we
You
asked
did.
the same question like multiple times.
You did. I remember it because you went in this order, and I have to go in the order of the JD-JP because if I don't, I'm going to mess
you
it
have
up.
to go. You have to go in alphabetical order.
No. I just
Oh.
have to... I need to abbreviate these two people, and so I need to do that back to back so I don't get them confused, is what I'm saying. And then D-Rock, wild card. He's out there.
No,
me.
I'm the wild card. This is like who's on first.
What's the initial of your middle name?
I literally want just a day where we put Grease and JP in the same room and hit record and just see how quickly he loses his mind and just where it goes.
Yeah.
Because the sky's the limit, really.
And it's great
Hey.
radio when he loses his mind.
I'm
It's,
game.
That's hilarious.
I'm game. Let's do it.
you just... I mean, what?
It could
whatever
be a
da-
marathon of some sort.
You're 2 miles
could
away
raise
from
some
me,
money.
buddy.
For
so-
charity, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I'm literally up the street from you. Yeah.
So we're
sorry.
so we come into the room and we just hit record, and you and I just talk about like Kmart's and stuff.
We actually don't even have. I mean, we want to hit record so we can observe it. I don't want to be here the whole time. No. But I mean, there was a good 30 minutes before we started their show that you thought we were recording. I think
We were
Because you
live
just-
streaming.
I did not know.
I'll do it.
I actually got upset at me.
I think we should even film it too.
for sure.
Why would we not film it?
So the oak on the nose of this is super pronounced. Obviously, we know they're going to be at least 10 years old. The picks can be a little bit more, but they typically release the barrels right in the 10-year range. You don't see too many
Not-
that get older because
not-
they're saving it for something special.
It's this candy thing at the end for me.
What's the complexity scale of this?
What's the
pour?
complicity of this?
What?
What
I
does
don't
that
know
even
what
mean?
question was just asked of me.
What's the scale?
Are you
to,
complicit?
1 to 5 on complexity scale? Is that
Sure.
You want a complexity scale? 1 being the most complex, or 5?
5.
5 being the most complex.
I'd rate this as a 2 complexity.
I was going to say 3.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at a 2.
I'm there. 3.
I haven't gotten acclimated with the other pours, but I would say that this is the
We haven't drank
standard.
them yet.
Right. I would out of the gate. I'm saying this might be the standard
Of
pour.
the ones I've had so far, this is the most Eagle Rare that I've had.
Out of the one.
This
One of one. This is Eagle Rare.
this feel no. Okay. You make fun. This is a pretty in the pocket Eagle Rare is what I'm saying.
That's fair.
I
That's
agree
fair.
with that.
Okay. All
B.
right. B.
B.
very similar nose to me.
Yep. I mean, it's Eagle
is
Rare, right?
Almost Eagle
What
Rare.
if- what if-
Yeah.
quality.
It's very Eagle Rare-esque.
What if they? Yeah, we're screwed. What if they just? What if freaking Mead before he just like I'm out? Like he's just like screw this. I'm pouring the same thing.
Mead Man, he's our other producer
Yeah.
that we had on the previous episode.
Oh,
we
that's
did,
right. Because
yeah.
people don't know.
Wait, are
Yeah.
we cheersing this or what?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we don't do that every time, but
Cheers for beer, boy.
it's your
Cheers for
soundproof
beers.
room.
Cheers for beers. Is that what we're doing? Go
No, cheers for beer boy. Yeah, there you go. The nose is less oaky to me on this one. I get a little bit more sweetness.
Oh man,
It's a subtle difference on the nose.
this. Okay,
This one, yeah.
this is a single barrel for sure. Oh man, the palate. The nose was pretty similar. The palate's
that
completely different realm.
is-
Palates, yeah, totally different.
Yep.
A lot more now on complexity scale. Comparing the two,
This one
is a couple
Yes.
ticks higher.
Yes, it is.
a 4 for sure.
Yes, that's where I was going.
Mm-hmm.
The finish lingers a little bit there.
Yeah.
And
it
you're
does.
getting some of that cherry note
Yes.
that starts getting
Yeah.
introduced. That's really Eagle Rare to me is just so it can be so savory.
Yeah.
But because it's still a 90 proof, it's got all the aging and maturity you need in it. But because it's 90 proof, you can still hang with it.
Yeah.
I need one more pour to acclimate myself, but if I had to guess, I
Well,
would
guess
say
what?
that this
You got
is
2
Special
more pours
Forces.
coming.
Oh.
No, that one's not Special Forces.
Oh,
I need to acclimate, but
That is not Special Forces. If I were to get, I'm guessing that one's between Elixir and the Bed Pour.
bed pour, which
Bed Pour, though, is super oaky to me, typically. We're giving all the
but
secrets.
I don't know what bed pour. You're speaking Greek to me right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
show the
We're-
Bed Pour. Where is it?
They're pulling back the sheets, if you will.
No, so,
so-
we say there would be some whiskeys that on our show we refer to as, oh, that's a bed pour. Like you can pour yourself a glass, go like lay in bed and watch TV and drink it.
Yeah.
well,
And so we did this fun. We did this with Don from Fairview.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And we got this sticker done where it's an eagle with literally a bottle of Eagle Rare next to his bedside.
well, so another thing that I do with this is you if you're in bed for the night, you're able to get in less trouble. Especially if you're married.
Right.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, man, I was in bed.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I
Like,
mean I drank a fifth,
Like-
but I was in bed.
Right. bed.
Yeah.
it's not like you're trying to go from a
You
basement
were
to
sawing
a
logs
second
already.
story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, because there's a lot that can happen from a basement to
I
a
Grease
second
breaks
floor.
things.
I literally can't hurt anything. I was laying in
Right.
bed.
Right.
If a street light outside is flickering, you're going to probably investigate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're probably not going to do that if you're in bed.
Genius.
This one is Bed Pour.
Oh, man.
C is Bed Pour.
See?
Oh, we're on to C. Sorry. I
Yeah,
swore.
sorry, we didn't cheers it. I couldn't stop.
fine. Keep going.
This one
Cheers.
This one is Bed Pour if I were to guess.
That nose is a little sweeter, brown sugar.
But it's also this one's a lot more full bodied when you drink it.
Okay. Wow, though.
Oh, man.
More oak on this one.
Yes.
Yeah, that.
Here's the deal. I'm getting mind blasted right now because if I were to pick right now, I'd say A is regular, C is Bed Pour or Elixir, B is Special
No,
Forces.
B is Elixir.
He's already giving out answers.
All right, let's
I
go to
didn't
D
pour 'em.
real quick
Yeah,
so that I
D-
don't sound like an idiot.
D, I'm gonna go ahead just by
Cheers.
process of elimination
Cheers.
is Special Forces.
Cheers.
I love creamy vanilla. I almost think it tastes like cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper.
Oh man.
Spot on. Yeah.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Nope.
Yep.
This is D is Special
This is
Forces.
Special Forces.
B is
It's like when we were on y'all's show, you
B
guys
could
knew
be
what
Bed
they
Pour.
could be, and
Right.
and we had no clue. And we're sitting here like we've had them all before. Let's fill y'all in. You don't even know.
I am saying B is Bed Pour.
Really?
Yep. I'm saying B is Bed Pour, C is Elixir, A is regular.
Watch us be completely wrong.
And I'm okay with that because that's what's glorious about this. We are literally doing on paper. You take a sticker off of these things.
All right, I got my-
A normal consumer walks into the store and be like, that's the same dadgum thing.
Yes.
That's why we do what we do.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
100%.
All right, JP, what are your rankings?
All right. C is number 1.
Okay.
D is number 2. B is number 3, and A is number 4.
Okay. D Rock.
I am the exact same vote.
Look at that.
Okay.
Me and
Exact
D-Rock,
same
man.
thing.
We didn't have the same mother, but it,
Well,
It could've
I'm
been.
Same palate.
BCDA.
Oh, well, I didn't ask
Copy
you yet,
that.
so I couldn't care less.
He's
what
so
you
bad at golf scores because he's not good at golf. He's like doing the golf score thing.
All right, hold on one second
wait,
here.
is this yours? Is that yours?
Yes.
Oh, I almost drink yours.
It's fine.
All right, D was my number 1.
Okay.
C was my number 2.
Okay.
B was my number 3, and A was my number 4. So kind of
We were
backwards.
close,
We're
yeah.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're just
the
flip-flop.
3 of us were pretty close.
Flip flop those last two.
Grease, what are yours?
I'm BCDA.
Okay.
All right, you were.
Nope. You're wrong.
You were weird.
BCDA. Dadgummit.
Okay. I'm actually the same as JD on this.
Oh,
D, C, B, A.
Okay.
So let's see.
We don't have a clear winner here then.
Well, A gets 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. Gets
We got a clear winner.
20 points.
We do? Eagle Rare. It's a clear winner.
Well, sorry, we have a clear loser. Is what
B
I'm saying.
has 1.
A is
4.
definitely last.
Can you stop talking for a second?
Yeah.
All right. 1, 4, 7, 10, 13. C had 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. D had 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we do have a winner.
All right.
All right, so C with 8 points. We do golf scores. You rank them.
Okay.
Yep.
Lowest wins. So it's C with 8 points.
I feel like we should
D
chat
with
for a
9
minute before we
points.
reveal.
Yeah, no, it's fine. D with 9 points. B 13. So really, you can kind of tell where the single barrels were. And then A was a unanimous last place with 20.
Okay.
Unless we are, unless we're way off.
Wait, so if you're
A is the oakiest to me. If you go back and smell A, on the nose, it has the most oak nose. The others have other
I'm going-
flavors, but this smells
Yeah,
the oldest.
it's
I'm
the
going
finish.
A against C. 'Cause
I was
C was
doing the
number
same
one.
thing. Yeah, because those were A and C are both oaky.
Oh my gosh! See, like there's some like
It's C.
baking spice on the nose that it just makes it memorable to me.
So what I'm curious about with a lot of the single barrels as well,
And kind of like a dried fruit nose. Too.
compared to the A, which is going to be a batch, trying to get a consistent. Oh, I mean, sorry, not A, but the standard offering is going to be a batch, trying to get a consistent flavor profile. You can even tell from the single barrels, like this bed pour is a lot darker. This Special Forces is significantly lighter.
Yeah.
So you have to wonder, one,
See,
these
it's more
are
bitter.
These are two different mash bills, but also what they're proofing it down from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you're
Oh, that's
going
true, yeah.
going to 90 proof. Clearly, this one had a lower barrel proof
Yeah.
than this one just because of the color. So that's where I wonder the robustness if you're cutting it less.
C's got this lemon thing to it.
C's got this bitter thing to it.
Well, but lemons are bitter.
You're saying on the nose or mouthfeel?
Well, on the nose. On the nose. I haven't gone back to the taste.
Yeah, you're right. It does have a more bitter note to it.
I definitely think we're right on D. I think D is Special Forces.
D because it is completely different, and
Yeah.
one that's
Hell
part
of
of the
a pour.
reason I think why we gravitated to it as a group.
That's why I did. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
don't get
just
me,
not.
don't-
I'm not sold on y'all C being number one. I'm not.
what's it going to take? How
Well,
much
you-
money do you need?
Man, I love D.
Yeah.
$7,000. Ooh, $7,000.
To change a vote on something that doesn't matter.
That's
about-
a holy number, dude. Followed
about-
by 3 zeros.
How about 3,000?
I feel like there's a asterisk on this.
I think, hey, if he's throwing out $3,000, whatever the
He
asterisk
didn't say
is,
dollars. That's what I'm saying. I feel like there's an asterisk on
I
this.
feel like we roll the dice on it.
Are you talking about like 3,000 Doge? Is that what we're talking about?
I don't do Dogecoin.
I do, and it's not great. Not good. Not good.
The golly,
C.
they're
I
so
just put
good.
C
They're all really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all great, but C
A,
still
Yeah,
might-
C-
A is
C
in the
and D.
pocket and fine. It's good.
B almost has
Not
like
memorable.
a dustiness going on to it.
Oh, hang on. I like dustiness
Wait,
sometimes.
B has some dust?
Yeah,
Oh, hey.
On the taste or the palate? Palate.
Wait,
palate.
the taste or the palate?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I knew what he meant.
On
Not the note.
on the
Not
nose
the
or the
nose.
palate.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's I'm just like kind of this whole thing.
This is a
My
second
jowls.
episode. We had 5 on the first episode we did.
We almost had 5 on this.
Oh my gosh.
So hold up. You said
Yeah.
you got dusty.
Well, that's what Will said.
I said
Okay.
there's a dustiness to it.
So
yeah.
we had an episode. I don't know when this airs, but it was a previous episode, and there's a dusty note, but so we had tasting notes with the whiskey that we were trying out, and one of the tasting notes, instead of saying dusty, they said hoary.
Yeah, hoary.
Which hoary apparently means
Not,
Yes.
not spelled like what you're thinking.
No.
Pardon?
It's not spelled with a W.
No.
Hoary.
Beer Boy, what was the definition of hoary?
It was like old and gray, like cobwebs.
Yeah.
Kind of
That-
musty, dusty.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. Why do you
Hoary.
have to tell him
So,
these things?
Hoary.
He's gonna be like, man, this,
Now you've got more in your
this guy-
arsenal.
he's- No, but he's not going to
I
say it right. He
often-
goes, this whiskey tastes like a whore. That's what he's going to say.
The fact that I just expanded my vocabulary
Your cat.
to be somewhat
You almost made me spew whiskey.
offensive.
Let's go
but
back
legit.
to expanding your cat. Let's go back to that.
Expanding my what did I say?
You said cat.
Vocabulary.
Yeah, you said the fact I just
Expand your
expanded my cat.
So
coming-
yeah, there's a tasting.
I
note.
should.
Do with
I
it
need
as
to
you
text
will.
my wife and
Hoary.
tell her I'm coming in hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, you should certainly do that.
Yeah.
Just- you want to like prerequisite that entry.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
She needs to know what she's going to deal with.
Just
Before
don't tell
I
her-
get there, just know that when I come through the door,
Right.
It doesn't end well.
it's basically a show from the beginning.
She
Yeah.
typically.
Sorry, can you guys say that on your show? Sorry.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't give a crap.
Beautiful.
So now you know the answer.
Just don't tell her you're coming in hoary.
Well, I
Baby,
don't know.
I'm coming in hurry.
Hey,
All right. So let's reveal the winner first. So C, what is C?
yeah. What is C?
C, we have labeled as the Fairview.
Okay, so that would be,
That's bed
as
pour.
I
That's the
said,
bed
that's
pour.
bed pour.
Oh,
so
dude.
C won by 1 vote.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait, I'm still trying to figure out how you did this math.
so essentially you rank them 1 to 4.
I'm not good with numbers, so I don't.
Well, you rank
This
them 1 to
golf
4.
score.
You rank them 1 to 4. So
So the highest
then you
number
just
is last.
equate the number and you give the points, and the lowest point scale wins.
Yeah.
So 8 points.
You know how Phil
won.
Mickelson won like 1 under?
Yeah, but that's negative numbers.
So-
That's
Yeah,
a whole
don't
different
worry about that.
idea.
So
Don't
are
worry
we?
about it.
I guess we're calling this the Eagle if we're doing a golf score.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah, that's the Eagle.
so-
This scores the
Oh,
Eagle.
so what's the
Yeah,
birdie?
The birdie.
What's a birdie?
The birdie is D.
D.
And
Beer
what
boy?
is D?
D is the PodCask.
So that is the
That's
Special
Special
Forces.
Forces.
That was
Yeah.
my favorite.
So we were
So
right.
there we go.
You were right about that.
Yeah, we were right.
Okay.
And Will.
Well, kudos to you.
Will,
I
Will
think
before
I,
me.
I think I nailed them all actually. So in
Nice.
third place we had B.
This one's a curveball. This was the standard.
Okay. What did you think it was, Will?
Huh.
I thought that was the elixir.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay.
Grease, timeout. Timeout. Grease put the standard as his favorite.
I did.
Yeah.
Wow.
I did.
Wow.
This is the one I said tasted a bit hoary.
Hoary. I love that word. That's a great word.
In fairness to Elixir, this has been bathing in air for over a year, maybe 2 years.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
so
like
for
a
everyone not
2-foot
watching,
bottle.
right.
it's a
It's a
handle bottle.
1.75 with like a gallon of air in it. Like, because
Yeah.
if you think about it, these 5 pours probably pulled this much out of it.
Yeah. No,
So-
not much came out of that.
So it might
Yeah.
be why I feel like it's in the pocket and you
So
know, the-
our final is
sorry
Elixir.
T is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. I love you. His picks are incredible.
But
Yeah.
that does make sense that because Lord knows you probably didn't cork that back after some of those virtual bar
I mean,
nights.
Lord only
just-
knows
you
if I
just-
didn't blend this with something.
That's
wow.
fair.
Okay. There.
It's definitely mellowed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just doesn't have the finish. It doesn't have the oomph that
Yeah.
these others did.
And I've actually said this before. Like, if you've got,
But
let's just say
that
you
being
bought a.
said, there's a lot of air in this special
Well,
forces.
that's
That's
true.
true.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a
good
great
point.
point.
That's a recent crack, though. That's
It's almost empty.
How recent?
a month
I mean, still, if you got a month of airtime and it's still corked, I don't think
versus
you're
2
seeing-
years, though.
I don't think that it, okay, unless you're pulling the cork off daily, it's just sitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's what 3 times a week, probably.
Realistically,
Realistically,
who
I mean,
pulls
come
the
on.
cork off? Dude?
Average
Come on.
of average of 15 minutes ish. So 45 minutes a week.
Got to
Wait,
get
what are
that,
we talking about?
get that air in there.
Wait,
I don't know.
still
I'm,
talking
I'm still thinking about the D. So,
There's a gallon of air in there, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
not
Just-
just any D. Yeah.
not just.
Yeah,
Any-
the final. So that was a fun experiment.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So the winner was the bed pour.
Bedport did win. Yeah.
Okay.
And I will be honest with you.
I feel like that's
Typically, when
yeah.
I taste these two, knowing what they are, I lean towards Bedport.
And both of those are. So what was the second place? What was the birdie?
was the
Okay.
The Special
So
Forces
both
Foundation.
the first and second place were your guys' picks.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so that makes sense.
and Mash Bill 2 and Mash Bill 1 pretty close.
Yeah.
We're
you know.
also looking at the C and D were 1 point apart.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
honestly, Grease put B at number 1.
I did.
He threw off the entire
Threw it off.
sequence, but you were the tiebreaker essentially because
Tell me
we
B
both
is not
said
good.
DC
Yeah.
and they both
Yeah.
said CD.
Yep.
So that's pretty split down the middle.
I'm not telling you that any of them are not good.
I think they're all very good. It was just there was something about
Y'all consistently
the first
had it
one.
third, though. All y'all picked it third.
Yeah, we did.
It was. I really got the reason it elevated so quick. I should have gone backwards. Dixon often tells us to do that. Go forward and then go again
I
backwards.
did do that.
I did not. And
What's the reasoning
it's
for that?
because well,
Oh, you were getting into that. Sorry.
well, it's
Sorry.
it's
I
because
don't think he knows.
It's because like A is my base coat essentially, and then because there
you're
was
comparing
differences,
everything to the first one.
You're comparing everything.
And so what he says is then start in reverse and compare everything to the last one.
And I would honestly like take a drink of water, maybe try a piece of chocolate, sniff your arm, whatever you do to kind of
I
get.
did the microphone. I
He
just
said, try a piece of chocolate. How many times have you tried a piece of chocolate? You're doing like 85% cacao? Like, what are you doing?
I did that once, and that's because I paid for it.
Grease is trying to be fancy over here saying, have a piece of chocolate.
Come here, big beer boy. Big boy.
Beer boy.
Come here, big boy.
Everyone takes a sniff of beer boy to clear their palate.
Man. Wow.
I'm going to live forever.
This is my favorite day.
How did Beer Boy turn into a sexual object? I don't know how that happened.
How did it
I'll
not?
tell you, it was the Grease.
What do you mean? Have you looked at him?
I look at him every day.
Right. How is that not a sexual object?
Wow.
Grease, I'm going to be honest with you. This is a workplace. There's some violations that are
lasting
going on
media
right
HR
now.
is
I don't.
being here.
I don't work here.
HR is present at the table, so you're fine.
That's right.
That's fair.
I get to call it like I see it. Come here, beer boy.
Oh, man. I didn't know that there would be surprises to me because I'm very familiar with all of these. And
I knew it as soon as well. I won't speak for you, Will. I can speak for Grease because
Right. We're kindred. Is
multiple
that what you're saying?
multiple reasons. Sure, yeah, we'll go with that one first.
Right. Have we ever been shirtless together though? I feel like that's like a
No,
prerequisite
but
to being
that's
kindred.
coming. That's coming.
yeah,
Right, like-
we lock y'all in the same room for a
Like-
day.
Oh,
That'll
that's happening.
We're charging
like
for that.
like backyard slip and slide situation.
Dude, you had me at slip and slide.
Right. Your 2 girls, my 3 girls.
You had
It'll
me at
just-
backyard actually.
It'll be nuts. So
Yeah.
you have twins, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Where I don't even know where I was going with whatever I was saying.
Oh,
He
man.
doesn't allow people to finish.
You were just saying you could speak for me because we
Well,
were
that's gotta
kindred
be a
spirits.
problem.
I have no idea what I was going to say. Oh, you came in hot with the confidence. You came in hot with the confidence.
Right.
Always.
Why would I not?
And I just, as soon as that happened, I was like, this is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic radio.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be wrong.
They're all Eagle Rare.
So yeah, you made sure of that.
All the
So.
same proof,
All
same
right, well,
distillery.
I guess it depends on what you're gauging wrong on.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you're upset that I didn't necessarily pick the correct sticker.
I'm just upset. What? You didn't pick a sticker at all. You picked a standard. There's no sticker on that.
Fair. I mean, well, I don't know. You know, what is that? No, that's laser etched.
I do love 100% because it is a running thing that Grease. He tried Eagle Rare one time,
Right.
and I think it was probably a store pick too, and dogged it for years.
Really?
And it's-
Why?
And it has
You know what?
become because he had it one time.
Well,
and he had probably had
hang on.
something cast strength
The-
right before.
Or it probably had chocolate.
The store that picked the store that picked it, notorious for being like
That's
not great.
That's fair. That's fair.
We're not going to
Their-
name names.
their
though.
picks?
Oh, I'll
not-
name names.
Not. No, we're not.
It's your episode, not ours.
Right. He won't.
I won't.
But things have also changed with that store.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ish.
So I mean, completely different ownership and people that work there. So yeah.
That's a big change.
Still the same building.
That,
I
can't argue with that, I guess.
We're in the radius, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
He knows.
Yeah, we know.
Exactly.
I
I'm
think,
picking up
I
what you're
think we
laying
have an
down.
idea. Yeah.
Yeah. It was he had one pour and got so adamant. It was his least favorite thing
But
ever.
you know what? I kind of fall in that camp too. Like, I haven't been a huge Eagle Rare fan in the past. This has opened my eyes.
He also, though, had such an about face with one time people sent us, it was a whole smorgasbord of samples.
10 store picks.
All blind, and it wasn't Eagle Rare. Right? There were 2 Eagle Rares in like 10 store picks, and his top 2 favorite were Eagle Rare.
Yeah.
And one was like, he's like, buy 1,000 of them. My favorite thing I've ever had.
Like earlier, I'm like, buy a case of Bernheim. That was, in another episode that we already, okay.
So, I mean, it's always fun to do it blind, obviously, but it is also fun to do store picks. And I feel like there was a lot of diversity within one expression on this table.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which
all
is-
4 of them were different.
Which is kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Not
Well-
necessarily on the nose for me, though. I'll be honest with you. Not necessarily on the nose. I was
just-
getting a lot of more consistency on the nose. It was just in the palate that I was just like, oh,
Yeah, I could agree with that.
yeah,
I disagree with that.
Okay.
whatever. Kindred.
You can take your shirt off first.
I'm going to wait for you.
No, you should do it right. You should do it right now, Grease. Beer Boy is wanting it.
No.
Your boy doesn't want
I've
it.
learned even in my marriage to follow the lead. You know what I mean?
Beer Boy, we're streaming this episode to our patrons. Is that right?
Yes, we are.
And
Okay.
they're upset. They're like, no, we didn't pay for this,
What's their
folks.
consensus? Yeah.
Yeah. Has Patreon down or up? I mean,
You can see it like canceled.
oh man.
Like we didn't want 2 in a row.
Like, yeah, now you guys owe us patrons.
Yeah, we're gonna have to somehow we'll figure it out.
We'll sign up.
All right, folks, thank you so much for listening to the podcast this week, and thank you guys for hosting us.
It was great.
This
Yeah.
was a
Yeah.
blast.
Total pleasure.
Really fun. We always have fun when we come over here. Grease is
I'm going to
gonna
infinity it and shoot
infinity
it.
Oh,
that.
I
that's
can,
okay.
I can do
Let's
that.
do it.
I can do that. I can
All
do
right,
that.
this
D-Rock's about to go to a vineyard, so
Yes, I am.
oh man, we're really doing it.
It's pronounced
Put it in
vine-
the clear one so we can see how much you
pronounced
got.
vine-
All right.
Come on.
You got to do it for the patrons here, guys.
All right.
I feel like mine's the biggest.
Rate-
That is not what she said.
That's a rare thing.
Rate and review us on iTunes. Subscribe at thepodcast.com/YouTube. And wherever you get your podcasts, go listen to Blue Collar Bourbon Show and subscribe to that. And anywhere else they need to go, real quick.
On socials at Blue Collar Bourbon.
Yep. Online, thebluecollarbourbon.com.
Perfect. Love it. And we don't know JP or JD.
But we'll drink with them.
Cheers.
And D-Rock too. We don't want to leave him out, but
on.
it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean,
with
there's a J,
D-Rock, right?
P, and D. And
Right,
so-
and it's just, anyway. And he's not Kindred. You know what I mean?
Wait, D-Rex not Kindred?
Let's do this. Come here, beer boy.
All of these together, like,
That's fantastic.
is that's my pick.
yeah. So much cherry, though.
Yeah.
Shoot it. I didn't shoot it.
Oh,
I'm glad you didn't.
Y'all have gum on premise?